Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Advancement Center. It's great to be here. Great to be with you. The energies that are swirling onto the planet from the outer reaches of the universe to support us are just pouring down on humanity, bringing that feeling of unity and inclusiveness, bringing everyone to another level of awareness within themselves. There's no timeline. There's no comparison. But each person is coming to a different level of awareness, always. As I sit in this chair, I realize that a part of me was always sitting in this chair, but a part of me was expanding its awareness. And it's the same for you. There's a part of you sitting in this chair, and a part of you having your awareness expand. Each one through their own individual experiences are growing and changing. Their awareness becoming different. Each one is transmitting what they think is best for another when they're having difficulties in this human physical reality. And even though most may not know that there's another way, that there's a world outside of the physical world, that there's a world of magic and miracles, and that they may only be relying on this physical dimension for the solutions of family and friends and loved ones. They are still doing the best that they can do. They are delivering what they can only deliver, as we all have done. And as your awareness expands and you come to the knowing of a different reality, you deliver something different. Something that I know is grander, more expansive, and points to the true nature of who you are and your being. So we all gather experiences every day, new. Some just felt, some physical, and we grow. And our branches extend out like a tree. Having more wisdom to pass on, to allow others to see that there's another way. Never hold a judgment against someone who is in a different place than you. We never wanted that for ourselves. No one has arrived yet, because there is no destination. Some may be further down the road, but the further down the road you go, the more awareness, the more compassion, the more understanding, and the more that you deliver comes from that full perspective. Of speaking to a spiritual being in a human form. So I am no different. As always, I am just delivering what I know to assist in the advancement of humanity, which is always what I came to do. But I didn't know it until I knew it. This life is a gift, and balance is the key. This life is the greatest gift you could have received. To experience the physical plane as an eternal, divine, spiritual being is indescribably magnificent. It doesn't matter why you came into a physical incarnation, or what planet you incarnated on. There will never be anything to compare to an eternal, spiritual being inhabiting a limited physical form in a limited physical dimension. And now there are 8 billion of us. Everywhere you look, there goes another one. Another eternal, divine, spiritual being wearing a human form, mostly having forgotten who and what they truly are. But even if you live this life without that knowing and only have a direct physical experience with yourself as a physical being, it will still be a gift of immeasurable beauty. Balance is the key to everything. Balance is an energetic force that is one of the greatest forces in the universe. Seriousness must be balanced with lightheartedness, and lightheartedness must be balanced with seriousness. Balance must be obtained to allow the flow to continue. When someone comes to balance and tells them about something that someone is doing to them, balance says, "Yes, I understand, but I see what you are doing as well." This is how balance allows the flow to continue. Balance never jumps on the bandwagon of what everyone thinks. It is always giving a counterpoint to what seems to be the only point. It will never completely agree with any perspective that only sees one side. It knows it's never one thing. It's never, they always. It's multi-layered, and it requires a balance. Balance knows that there is nothing new under the sun of the human existence, and it is constantly at the ready to bring all things into harmony. With so much disclosure being brought forward, you could all of a sudden find out that they've been making steaks out of dog food. You might react with shock and horror, but somewhere deep inside you, you knew that something like that could be happening, so you aren't completely surprised. Disclosure is good, a simple observation, but the energy of fear and anger should not be transmitted. The story of the Anunnaki coming to this planet some 450,000 years ago from Nibiru to mine this planet for gold to save their atmosphere is well documented. They merged their DNA with the existing beings on this planet to create a being that would become a slave or worker to do all the heavy lifting. They exploited another race of people to save their own race, and then took positions as gods over the population. They stepped outside of the universal law of one, the law of sovereignty and non-interference with other species and civilizations. That energy of exploitation that they delivered has been on the planet ever since, even within us. So we should not be surprised that someone might be using dog food to make steaks in order to exploit the population for their own use. We should really not be surprised by anything. It's good to know what is really happening, but once you find out, you cannot go to war from the same point of imbalance, and we must be careful not to pass on that energy to others. Once again, the unstoppable force of balance, which contains authority, power, logic, and reasoning, cause and effect, not the ones that come from the human mind, but that come from the mind of the Creator, and the true unconditional love that none can stand against, will make its appearance at the perfect time to level all things and allow the flow of the Creator to flow unimpeded. Everything is known and seen. Nothing has ever been hidden. Maintain the equilibrium of balance, and you will align yourself with the service of the restoration of what has been imbalanced, instead of adding to the gravitational pull of the imbalance that has been brought into the light of day. Simply return the seesaw to that perfect place so that both riders may mount and dismount without difficulty, thus letting the flow that comes from the one energy, the source of it all, take everyone where they need to go in the perfection that can only be delivered by the Creator of all. This life is a gift, and balance is the key. This is called a space flipped on its axis, a space between the notes, a space between the seconds, a space between the words. The space cannot be defined. It is unlimited. The ones and twos are alive, but they are limited because they have been defined as ones and twos. The ones and twos represent the beats and the notes in music, the words, and any two pieces of matter or any two moments in time that are fixed and limited and connected to logic and reasoning. Within the space that lies between the notes and the beats and the words and the fixed points exists a completely different dimensional reality. It is where magic and miracles, the industry of magic and miracles, the elevated platform of living, and hypersonic magic lives. When we sit here and transmit to you We are coming from the space between the notes. The level of technology that exists now upon the planet is so high and so advanced, making us more than ready to receive from our galactic family the technology that used to be considered far too advanced for us to understand. This technology has always existed within the space between the fixed physical material world of ones and twos. And this expanded intelligence is about to become available throughout every part of the human life. There have been moments in history when planets were flipped on their axis and their rotational orbit around the sun changed. We are about to experience a flip from living in the world of ones and twos to living in the space between the two. This is a massive change with a magnitude of force that is equal to the flipping on its axis of an actual planet. Inhale, exhale, space. Inhale, exhale, space. In music, there's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, where the and is the space between the notes. We've been getting prepared for this shift for ages now, and we are finally ready. We are at the point where the space is no longer foreign, as its presence has both consciously and unconsciously become natural within each person's awareness. Just think about the times when you have been in the space, times when you are in nature, when you are in stillness, when you are absorbed in a passion like painting or dancing or singing or flying or simply any kind of movement, as well as when you're laughing or crying or smiling or eating. And of course, you can do all these things while just sitting in your chair. These are the experience of being in the space. There is a softness and a rounded edges to the feeling. There is peace and calm and unlimited communication, for every channel is open. This is where we are all about to live. Take a moment and feel it. You are there now. And on the contrary, the world of ones and twos and the world of the notes and words are connected to fixed points, limited in their ability to deliver anything but those fixed points. Take a moment and you can feel that as well. Those limited ones and twos and the musical notes and the words have had a value because they have been used to help you see and feel the existence of the space and that other dimensional reality. Those notes and ones and twos and words are not responsible for creation, but they are responsible for pointing you to where the true, pure creation comes from. It comes from within the space. The fixed world of ones and twos and notes and words, of laws and rules and logic and reasoning, is harsh with hard edges. It is the material world. It is connected to the shoulds, to the have-tos, the must-dos, as they constantly pull you away from the space between, which is your true home, where your true nature is felt. Go now and live there. Live in that space where the unknown lives, where the mystery lives, and where the magic of creation lives. There are no problems there. There is just pure perfection and infinite awareness. It is the most beautiful place, gently existing in that harmonious space between those two limited points where matter is fixed and all life and all thinking becomes rigid. Fly now, for the old is being flipped on its axis. We will now look at the world of matter through the lens of the unlimited, magnificent, and all-knowing space. Instead of looking at the world of spirit through the lens of the fixed ones and twos. Cheers, everyone. And don't be alarmed. That change in vibration that is coming over you and your body, causing you to be unsure of what is happening to you, is the movement into that space. Congratulations to us all for getting to the place where we could receive the energy of this massive shift. Cheers, and I'll see you in that space. I can show you the world, shining, shimmering, splendid. Tell me, people, now when did you last let your heart decide? I can open your eyes, take you wonder by wonder, over, sideways, and under, on a magic carpet ride. A whole new world, a new fantastic point of view. No one to tell us no, or where to go, or say we're only dreaming. A whole new world, a dazzling place I never knew. But now from way up here, it's crystal clear that now I'm in a whole new world with you. Unbelievable sights, indescribable feelings, soaring, tumbling, freewheeling through an endless diamond sky. A whole new world. Don't you dare close your eyes. 100,000 things to see. It gets better. I'm like a shooting star. I've come so far. I can't go back to where I used to be. A whole new world with new horizons to pursue. I'll chase them anywhere. There's time to spare. Let me share this whole new world with you. A whole new world, a new fantastic point of view. No one to tell us no, or where to go, or say we're only dreaming. A whole new world with new horizons to pursue. I'll chase them anywhere. There's time to spare. Let me share this whole new world with you. This life is a gift, and balance is the key. Now enter the space between the fixed points and find yourself in a whole new world where you'll find that there's only a perfect life and perfect health and magic and miracles everywhere. Thank you for joining me, everyone. I am David.